I'm David Boud, and I'm the Alfred Deakin Professor and Foundation Director of the Centre for Research in Assessment and Digital Learning at Deakin University. Currently, my position is research only and fractional, so my teaching right now is of research students. My career's been somewhat of an unusual one, focusing at different times on teaching, academic development, management and research, rather than having them all mixed in together. Although it's been right the way through, I've been working in universities. I came to Australia in the late 1970s to a position which involved developing and teaching a new program at what is now Curtin University. I then moved to UNSW, where my work was primarily in academic development, working with academic colleagues to develop their teaching, and I had a small amount of teaching of my own. Then I moved to UTS, where I taught and held academic leadership positions of various kinds before I ended up here at Deakin. My own contribution to teaching has been both with my own students, where I've adopted highly innovative approaches, and with colleagues. And the approaches I've been adopting, or I have adopted, probably I took them up before they became fashionable. So, for example, in co-designing course units with students right back in the 1970s, in student self-assessment, starting there again, in reflection in learning in the 80s, in peer learning, and in cross-continental online collaborative learning, where students from different countries were working together collaboratively on their assignments from completely different locations in the world. And also working in the area of experience-based learning more generally, of having a big focus on students' experience. So what all the things that I've been doing in teaching and learning, what they had in common is this relentless focus on student learning, using their experiences and developing students' capacities to make judgments about their own work. And they also represent a commitment since the start of my career to research my own practice and publish about it. So what I've done is I've documented, investigated, and published on these approaches in my own course and those of colleagues. I can't really offer any advice on applying for teaching awards, as I've never actually applied for one so far, other than awards that were connected with doing a big project, which really involved a kind of project bid. My award here is for career achievement, and that, of course, is based upon it being nominated rather than constructing one's own application. However, my general view about such things is that we need to invest in our teaching because it's a part of our core job, and we should continually innovate and improve because that's what we need to do to benefit our students. They might not like some of the things we do, but if we can show that they lead to enhanced outcomes and are to their benefit, then we should always persist and try to make it work. So much of what I did was edgy and challenging at the time, and some of it now, which seemed quite edgy, is now commonplace. And it's probably unlikely that I'd gained a teaching award for what I did, even if they'd existed at the time. For me, what counts is the value for what I do, the values on which what I do are based, and the impact of it. And I've been very pleased to find that my work, which I thought at the time was, very speculative, has now been taken up and other people are using it. And I discovered recently that almost 20 of my publications about teaching and assessment practice have been cited now more than 1,000 times. So my advice is to look closely at what are the needs of our students and what are the needs of our programs. Tackle what's needed, get evidence, keep going in the direction needed. If you end up with something that you can use for an application for a teaching award, of course, use it. But the main satisfaction for me has been what is achieved, not any prize or any recognition that I might get for it.